In this video, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about how the report viewer works and also how to use the report builder. First, you'll need to make sure that you have both of these. So click on Options, Optional Downloads, and go ahead and download the report viewer. That's the link, and grab the report builder. You may also need to get the connectivity tools listed here. Specifically for this one, make sure that you get the correct version. There's a 32-bit version and a 64-bit version. It's not the same as your machine. You could have the 32-bit version of Office running on a 64-bit machine, in which case you'd need to get the 32-bit version of this. So just watch out for that. Gotcha. So let's get started on some basics of report building. First, we'll grab some invoices. We'll just go ahead and grab the sales invoices. Press OK. And we'll quickly save this. Next, we want to open up Report Builder. So click on Report Viewer, Tools, Open Report Builder. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about how Report Builder works. There's plenty of online resources. What I will cover is just some basics of how to connect to your worksheet, how to get some data, and let you take it from there. So we'll go ahead and create a blank report. First thing we want to do is create a data source. Can rename this if you want. Choose to embed it, and we're going to go with OLEDB. Now we need a connection string, so let's jump back into Excel, and if you click Report Viewer, Tools, Get Connection String, that will copy the connection string to connect to this workbook into the clipboard so that you can paste it here. Now we want to test the connection, make sure it's all good, then press OK. Now we can start grabbing tables from that Excel workbook. So let's rename it Invoices. Use the data set embedded in my report, and we'll choose data source 1. Next, we want to write some SQL, so select star from, and now we need the name of the worksheet that we're interested in. So let's grab that. It's called Invoices, and you must end this in a dollar symbol, and press OK. That'll have generated the table here on the left hand side. We can see all the columns. So let's make sure everything's working. Just drag one of these onto the report designer, and when we run this we should see the first one off the list. Yeah, Hamilton Smith Party. That's here. Let's jump back into the design. Let's do something a little more complex. Let's go for the table, and we'll pop the contact name, maybe the date, and the total in there. And we'll run that. Excellent. Now, we could make that much more complex, but we'll just go for this right now. So let's save it. Now, before we do that, let's explain how reports show up here under the reports section. If you click on Tools and Open Report Directory, any report files that you put in here will automatically show up in this list. So if we just open that directory again and we copy that path, open our report builder, save it to that path. Let's call this our invoice statement. Press save. Now if we go back into Excel, we should notice our invoice statement is now showing up. So let's click on it. And now we're presented with the data sources dialog. So let me explain how this works. When you're in the report designer, you are connected to this data source. This allows you to play around, test out the report, run it, and always do this connection string or whatever you have set up. When you're within my add-on, what this allows you to do is override that data source. So each one of those data sets will show up in here, and you can choose one of your tables from within your current workbook. Now, you might have seen a very long name over here. That's actually the name of this list object or data table, and you can find that by selecting the table, choose design, and you'll see it up here. It's very important never to change this name, because the Excel integration tools uses this under the hood. So let's jump back in there. As you can see, it's selected the invoices table. Another little pro tip is that as long as it can find a partial match of the name of this data source in here, so if you've got invoices or whatever, it will automatically select it from the list for you. So if you have several tables in here, it's probably a good idea to rename these data sources within your report builder to the exact tables that you want. And like everything in my add-on, you could easily change the organization here. The table name stays the same, and run the report. So maybe you've got a packing slip report or some sort of invoice statement that you want to run for several companies, or change the query a little bit. That's all possible. So let's jump back here. Everything looks good. We'll press OK, and as you can see, the data gets pumped straight in there. And just to prove that it's actually working off this, we'll go ahead and change the data here. So we've just changed that first one. We'll run it again, and here you can see that's now updated in here. And again, you can edit the report from here. And these reports are designed for print medium, so you can see the print layout and get a rough idea of how that will render onto a print medium. And you can export it to Excel, PDF, and Word from here as well. So yeah. Well, hopefully that's enough information to get you started on report building. As I say, there's plenty of online resources on how to write proper reports. Certainly check those out. And thanks for watching.